Wiener? Oh, hey, I'm just reading the news headlines and getting frustrated as usual. It just seems like the government is getting a little big for its britches. It's not what our founding fathers intended. They did everything possible in writing the Constitution to prevent us from ever having to serve a king. They went through that. They didn't like it. They didn't want us to have to deal with it. So they came up with a system of checks and balances and a system of limited government. That government is the people's creation, not their master. They felt it should be the citizens' responsibility to make sure that order, justice, and freedom are maintained. So how do we maintain it? Well, eternal vigilance by the people is the price of liberty. Andrew Jackson said that. Andrew Jackson's the guy on the $20 bill. George Washington only got a 1, so pretty important dude. So how exactly did they intend for us to keep our government in check? Well, they gave us certain civil duties. These are responsibilities required. Obey the law, pay your taxes, serve in the armed forces if you're drafted or called, and serve on the jury if you're called. But then there are some other ones that are suggested, but they're nevertheless very important. Vote, volunteer for community service, hold elective office if you're so inclined, and most importantly, stay informed. It is so important. Knowledge will forever govern ignorance. That was James Madison who said that. Another very important guy, father of our Constitution, Dolly's husband. Not Dolly Parton. We've got to hold our elected officials accountable. I mean, how do you do that? Well, voting, for one, which we mentioned earlier. If you don't vote, you're letting down your country. It's as simple as that. It's important. You may not think your one vote is that important. It is. If you don't like the Democrat, you don't like the Republican, vote third party. It's important. It really is. It's not a wasted vote. When your elected official does something that you don't like or don't agree with, let them know about it. Lots of different ways to do that. Send them an email. Write a letter. It's probably the least effective way to do that, but if they receive a ton of emails, it gets their attention. They think that that could translate into a ton of votes. Telephone calls. Good luck getting them on the line. Probably not going to happen, but if enough people keep ringing the lines off the wall at their offices, it's going to get a point across. Letters to the editor, always effective. Politicians hate to be embarrassed in print. It will get their attention. And you've got probably the biggest thing at your disposal is the internet. You had this huge potential audience right there just waiting to hear what you have to say. Use your social media, Twitter, Facebook, start a blog. Just get well informed, do some homework, do some research, and your voice could become important. People may start listening to what you have to say. You can make a difference. Now, the best way to hold our elected officials responsible is face-to-face. Find out if your elected official is going to be speaking in public. They may do a question and answer session at the end. Do your homework before you go. Be well prepared with a thought-out question. You don't have to be confrontational. Be polite. It's more effective, actually. But definitely be well informed. And if your elected official gives you a song and dance response or dodges the question, the audience is going to recognize that, and what it may do is prompt them to go home and research the issue. Now, I recently attended an event hosted by my state representative, Rich Nugent of Florida. I mean, it was great to see that he actually got out and talked with the people that he represents, and he made a very, very nice presentation about how the government desperately needs to cut spending. So then it came time for the Q&A, and I complimented him and asked him then how, if he was really serious about cutting spending, then how in the world could he vote against bringing our troops home from Afghanistan? What I got was not so much an answer as it was a response. He really kind of hemmed and hawed and didn't really answer the question. He kind of hemmed and hawed and danced around the issue, and I think that the people in attendance recognized that response for what it was. Maybe it prompted them to go home and research the issue a bit more, and who knows, maybe it will result in them not voting for him next time around. So there's so many things you can do. Protest, carry a sign, put some bumper stickers on your car, whatever. Do something, because right now, this country's in dire straits. We need you to do your civic duty. A guy named Wayne LaPierre, big Second Amendment guy, had a great quote. He said, "Freedom is never an achieved state. Like electricity, we've got to keep generating it or the lights go